What's up, guys? Game Storms here. I wanted to talk to you just about a game that I mentioned in my last video. This game is Star Wars Battlefront, of course. I am so hyped for this game. It seems like it's going to be an amazing game. And I wanted to cover on some stuff that is actually going to be in the game and what I think about it. Because there is a lot going into this game that hasn't been put in the other Battlefronts. Now, those of you who have played the original Battlefront, or Battlefront 2, you guys know how amazing those games are. And they were just like a staple to play on the PS2. Or the original Xbox when that came out, but I didn't get them on that. When I had a PS2. And I put countless hours into that game. And it didn't even matter. You didn't have to play online, you just faced the bots. And it was so fun. It never got boring, even though it was the same thing over and over again. All the maps were cool. I don't know. They were just great. I haven't really played much of the other Star Wars games. The only other Star Wars games I've ever played were The Force Unleashed. And that's pretty much it. But I'm glad they're making the new Star Wars Battlefront, and I'm excited for it to come out November 17th of this year. Now let's start covering on some of the stuff that is actually going to be in this game. I have a list here. All the stuff that I'm about to read off I found on 2 websites. I will link them down in the description so you can go check them out yourself. But let's get started. So in this game, there is going to be quite a good amount of vehicles. It seems the vehicles so far that we heard about that they're going to be in this game, it's going to be ATSTs, AT-ATs, TIE Fighters, Snow Speeders, X-Wings, Y-Wings, the Millennium Falcon, which I think is interesting. The Millennium Falcon, I wonder how that's going to tie in with the game. Like, are we actually going to be able to use the Millennium Falcon, or is that going to be like one of the hero powers or something that we can use? Because Millennium Falcon just seems OP as hell. But what do I know? There's gonna be maps like Force Moon of Endor, Hoth, Tatooine. There's gonna be weapons with blasters and thermal detonators, of course. Like, what the hell? There's gonna be blasters and thermal detonators like there was in the other games. But there's power-ups now. There's new power-ups like shields, explosives, and they're gonna add like more for us to do in this game. We can also switch between first and third person, which I think is awesome. It's great for people that like to do first person. I'm gonna stick to the regular third person, of course, because that's how the original Battlefront was, and it was great. So as long as it still plays the same as the original Battlefronts in third person, I am gladly going to stay in that, even though I might try first person, because I think it would be interesting to see how first person is for a Star Wars game, because of how the guns are. But I like actually seeing my character. The online multiplayer is going to focus in on up to 40 players in a battle, which I think is great. It's not too many people. It looks like there's a good balance of people. 20 on 20, 40 players. Seems fair enough to me. It's not as big as Battlefield. I mean, it probably would be better if it was big as Battlefield, but we don't know how big these maps are going to end up being. So, it might have been too many people. One thing that sucks is there's no single player, which I can't say it sucks. I don't remember like an actual single player type story from the first 2 games. It was, if there was, it was just doing a multiplayer game for the story. It wasn't like actually going through a story. But there's going to be offline missions inspired by moments in the films, and they can be either done in solo or co-op, either online or split screen, which I think that's cool that this game is actually split screen, because then if somebody doesn't have the game and they want to just try it out, they can come over, play with you. And hopefully it doesn't like disrupt your view that much in split screen, because some games the view is disrupted a lot and you miss like you literally miss like half the screen that you used to have if you played just full screen by yourself. Battles will consist on a ground-based and vehicle-based combat that include dogfighting. Dogfighting is like, I don't know. Dogfighting to me, when I think of it, is for the Call of Duty, like in the air while you're in midair and you're fighting it out. That's dogfighting to me. There's no dedicated space combat, which I'm actually disappointed in this, that there is actually no space combat. I mean, even though the space combat in the older ones like weren't amazing, it was still a good change of pace, and I played them quite a lot. It was a very good change of pace. And I hope that they make a DLC specifically on space combat, because it's fun flying around in the ships, and it'd be cool just flying around and actually fighting other people in ships instead of flying a X-wing or a Y-wing on the freaking planet and just blowing people up that are running around on the ground. One thing I think is cool about this game is it features a partner system that buddies up two players, forming a tag team that plays together. You can spawn on each other, and you can always see each other. Like, it's kind of like, well, I would say it's going to be like the squad system, I would have to say, from Battlefield. Except it's only 2 people, not 4. But the teams share unlocks like weapon skills, and we'll also be able to customize characters with our gear, weapons, and abilities, which is great. It's awesome getting to see a customization built into the Star Wars. And okay, let's see, what else do we have here? The game is primarily centered around the original Star Wars trilogy, so 4, 5, and 6, which kind of sucks because I like the Clone Wars. I like seeing the droids and stuff. I like that. The droids are cool, and I'm kind of upset that they're actually not putting them in this game. I like using the droid echoes, having your, super droids, what the hell are they called? I don't even remember. But the bigger droids, not the regular droids. The super battle droids or something like that. But you got to shoot your missiles and all that. It was fun getting to use them, and they're funny too. The movie will, it will also tie in with the movie, the new movie Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which comes out in December, releasing a few weeks after Battlefront's launch. There will be a Battle of Jakku DLC, which everybody's heard about this. But Jakku is actually the first planet that has been featured in the Force Awakens teasers that have been released so far. Now let's get into some of the actual minor stuff that they put into the game that is actually going to be really interesting and cool. And you've seen some of the stuff in the actual trailers that have come out and teasers and all that. But the first thing is destruction. So I'm guessing destruction is like the explosions that you see when it hits trees and stuff. Hopefully destruction also means that certain things can collapse and stuff, like trees could fall or something, because that'd be great, that'd be awesome. But they're using destruction where it makes sense, but it's also working to create something that is authentic to the Star Wars universe, which is good, because you don't want it to be like Battlefield where you can blow up the buildings and they collapse, because that would ruin the game. That would really ruin how Star Wars is played. But I think what they mean with destruction actually is like with the vehicles, like when you destroy an AT-AT or an AT-ST, it actually take a chunk out of them when you destroy them and stuff. I think that's what they mean by destruction actually. There's playable heroes. So far we've seen Darth Vader and Boba Fett, but they say that more will be revealed. But that's all we've seen so far is Darth Vader and Boba Fett. I don't know what else to say on that. But there's playable heroes depending on the particular game mode that you're playing. So here's depend heavily on the game mode, and they'll tell us more about the heroes later on, which I hope like heroes aren't just like set to a certain stage, that they actually, like, you can choose a hero that you'd like to be on your customization, and then like you can be that hero for whatever circumstances you need to reach to use the hero in a game. But I hope it's not like in the old ones where you could only use this Sith Lord or this Jedi on this stage. Hopefully you can choose. Hopefully that'd be part of the unlock in the game, because there is a progression system, which I'm so happy that there's a progression system, because that just makes you want to play it more and more. And hopefully, like, as you progress, you unlock different Sith Lords, different Jedis to play as, and you can choose them for your class. But this is my opinion when it comes to heroes or whatever, Jedis and Sith Lords and stuff. This is my opinion on it. With that, I don't want it to be like random. I don't want it to be random and just choose a certain person on the team or whatever, because you don't want like the worst person on your team who got randomly chosen to become a hero and he's not going to really help at all being the hero. So the way I want it to be is how I think it was set up in the older Battlefronts, the originals, was if you were in first place on your team, you were given the choice to become a hero or not. And then if you didn't want to, it got passed on to the next person. Which I hope they do it like that. If not, because it's 20 on 20, what would be cool is if they gave like the top 2 or 3 people on each team, after whatever how they're gonna have it, like after a certain amount of time or certain amount of points you have to reach, whatever the way they're gonna do it. But they get the. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm a little bit tired here. So hopefully that there be multiple heroes on each team flying around the map, going at it and everything, because that'd be cool. Getting to see like Darth Vader go at it with Luke or whatever. And I don't know, that's just my opinion. I don't want it to be just random. I want it to actually, you have to be doing good or playing the objective of whatever you're playing to actually become the hero, because it just seems fair in that regard. You need to be good if you want to be the hero. So it gives people the initiative to actually play good, because if they want to be the hero, they gotta be the best. Okay, the game's gonna have tons of power-ups, but like we don't know what power-ups there's really gonna be yet. There's the shields that we know. There's gonna be explosive power-ups, which would probably be like special rocket launchers or something. There's 4 planets. I already mentioned the progression system. That's actually right below the power-ups. The progression system, which probably unlocks gear and all that. But there's going to be 4 planets at launch: Endor, Hoth, Tatooine, and Solist. We've never seen Solist before. And there's more than 8 maps at launch, and there's more than 2 per planet, which is cool. So we'll get to see like different sections of the planet, and not just one section. Also, if you're going to pre-order the game, I'm going to read off to you what the Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition comes with. It comes with 5 things. It comes with the, because I already pre-ordered this, I'm getting it. It's only $10 extra, so to me it's worth getting. You get Han Solo's blaster, an ion detonator, an MPL ion torpedo. Those are all weapons, or like skills or whatever, ion detonators, grenades, whatever. And then the last 2, I don't know exactly what they are. I don't really understand what it means, but it's an ion shock, it's an emote, and a victory emote, which I don't know what that means. If that means like it happens when like you win or something. It's kind of interesting. Also, you guys might know that they have come out with 4 Star Wars controllers for the Xbox One. I'm getting all 4 of them. For some reason, GameStop is being retarded and every week that they say the release date is for the controllers, they don't end up going into the store. So like I went last week to go get R2-D2 and C3PO. I go in because it said they were coming out on the 22nd. Go in and I say, did you just get the Star Wars controllers in? He's like, no, they don't come out yet. And then he goes on the computer, he's like, yeah, they come out the 29th. And I didn't say anything, I was just thinking to myself, what the hell? They definitely said they came out today. So, I pre-ordered the controllers, 2 of the controllers, because I didn't know there was 4. And when I looked at the receipt, it was Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper controller. I was like, oh, okay. So I came home, I ordered the R2-D2 and C3PO offline, got those. I got both of those controllers now, and now when I want this Wednesday to go get my, well, I didn't go, I called, to go get Darth Vader and Stormtrooper because they said they come out on the 29th. They don't have them, but they have the C3PO and R2-D2 ones now. So, apparently, their release dates on the website are only the release dates on the website, and in the store, actually, they get them a week later. So, that's kind of frustrating, but I'm getting all 4 controllers. I'm not going to open them. They're just going to sit up on a shelf or something. Because, I don't know, I started collecting stuff that's, like, limited edition. Like, I have my Super NES 3DS, because it was limited edition. I had my Pikachu 3DS, but that was my first 3DS. So I used that, of course. But anyway, tell me your guys' thoughts in the comments below on what you were excited about in this game, or what you're hoping they'll put into the game, or wishing that they did put into the game, and what you don't like that they're putting into the game, which I like everything they're putting into the game. It's going to be an amazing game. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.